All right, guys. Sunday morning. This is a reality TV show. I've done everything that I possibly could to make this installation correct. So this is still a radiator. I cut off the factory flange here. I put these nutserts in here. I got a nice rubber mount on the bottom, centered to land right on the aluminum base of the tank, here and here. Okay. I got the shroud. You saw that. So I just completed this project here, okay? This is important. Now, I don't give a damn. This is what this is called. I'm done. I'm mind analyzing this, for risk of a better word. I've been going around and around in circles about making a bracket, blah, blah, blah. I used the factory method of installation. Although this is aluminum and that's a brass radiator, this is how it was from the factory. They have these long zip tie fittings here, okay? They're flat bottom, and they have rubber pads that insulate vibration. And then I put one between the aluminum and this black steel aluminum, I should say, painted surface. So there's an air gap there. So vibration is going to be insulated on either side. It's not going to wear through the tubes because there's foam on both sides. I have my fittings going out, perfectly lined up, getting as close as possible to the transmission preheater on this side. And this is what's going to be inside the shroud. You're not going to see that. In case you've never done this before, they gave you these little pads. They have some self-adhesion on the back. This is what the zip tie looks like. I call it a zip tie because it works like a zip tie, but it's flat mount. This goes through. And what I did is I measured square or rectangular, I should say. So I knew I was coming through straight. If you're off like an inch here and over an inch here and you're inch down and an inch up, when you zip tie everything together, it's going to rack. It's going to be tight. I'm floating in space, not resting on any particular tube. You can see these are in line. This is in line. You got to go through easy. You got to wiggle this little needle through, pull it all the way through, snug it up. I didn't kill it tight, but I didn't keep it loose. So that's going to be hidden. It's going to be close to the fan. All the right reasons. I'm thinking. Yep. And it's facing the right direction. I was just looking at that for a second. I'm good. Because this radiator comes around and goes this way. So God forbid you put it on the other way. Yeah, so the nuts are going to be hidden underneath the fan shroud. So that's the best I could do. I had a plan to put it over here where the stock horns are, but it's forward, and it's going to get this type of movement. No matter what you do, you can build a bracket. And one guy, a buddy of mine, told me to go across with a strip of aluminum. And that's a good idea too. I was going to do that. That's a really good idea, but you're still going to have it up against the aluminum radiator, and you're still going to need the pads. The only thing you're doing is you're supporting it on the strap. And to me, I want it to come out as one piece. So if I have to pull it out for any reason, I got to do maintenance. I want to pull the shroud, the transcooler, the transmission, and whatever lines jump from the preheater to the transcooler on the other side, it can stay connected. So maybe I can get away with just disconnecting one hose clamp and one threaded fitting, and I could pull this thing in and out. Okay, that's the plan. I'm happy with it. It's not like, whatever, Racer X or going to SEMA, but at the point that I'm at right now, there's some things in the works, and I want to make sure I get this car running and driving correctly. I think it's better than it was. And just to prove it to you guys, these were the fittings that came on the other one. Not that I have to prove anything, but these are the quick disconnects that came on the factory brass. And look, these things were hacked and gouged and didn't leak. So I think plastic is softer than aluminum, I have to assume. So the plastic should wear out before the aluminum does. You let me know what you think. And, if I'm a complete jerk for doing this, let me know. Let me know if this is a hack job. And make sure you put that in the comments, because at least, you'll be vindicated in your opinion. I'm trying, guys. I really am. I wanted it right. I had about 6 people here talking about it. And at the end of the day, I got to just get it in there. Thanks for watching. I care a lot about the subscribers that I do have. And I want you to know that this is what I'm doing. Doesn't always mean that it's what you should do. You could do it your way. And I'm sure there's 1,000 better ways to do this. But here's a final outlook of what it's going to look like on this side. That's going to be facing out into the wind. And, I really should put 90s on these rubber lines to get around this without touching the aluminum. So there's all that to be talked about. There's a little spot here that I thought was pretty cool. That might not need to do that. In this area here, there's a gap on back under here where my finger's touching. So I'm going to try to come underneath that flange and up and stay right along the frame. I want to stay into the frame, away from the headers, go past the headers, and some point jump across on the body to get to the transmission. We'll look at that another day. All right, thanks for watching.